China Plus Radio, connecting you with China and the world.
Now the news, I'm Wen Jie. A senior health official says China is at a crucial time to prevent and control the novel coronavirus outbreak. National Health Commission Director Ma Xiaowei says the one-week Lunar New Year holiday is the best time to allow massive isolation and disinfection to take effect. The Commission has required anyone traveling from Wuhan to register with community health stations and quarantine themselves at home for 14 days. The central authorities have decided to set up a leading group on the control of the outbreak and strengthen prevention control in an all-round manner. Ma says this is very important for mobilizing the resources of the whole country to win the battle against the disease. He says China will send additional 12 teams of more than 1,600 medical staff to areas hit hard by the novel coronavirus outbreak in Hubei province. The country is also working to meet surging domestic demand for medical supplies via various channels, including international procurement, to curb the spreading novel coronavirus. China has detected at least 1,985 coronavirus cases, including Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, with 23 abroad. The death toll from the respiratory illness has risen to 56. Nearly 50 patients have been cured and discharged from hospital. Beijing has confirmed 51 cases. Shanghai has reported 40. 30 municipalities and provinces have activated their highest emergency response level. The Chinese Center for Disease Control and Prevention has started developing vaccines against the novel coronavirus. The CDC has isolated the virus and is currently identifying seed strain. The center is also screening drugs targeting pneumonia caused by the novel coronavirus. The Chinese central government has prohibited wild animal trade nationwide amid the novel coronavirus outbreak. An official statement says the places where wild animals are raised and bred should be quarantined. It says wild animals are strictly prohibited from being trafficked or sold, including trading in markets, restaurants, or on e-commerce platforms. China Customs is requesting all travelers who want to cross China's border to fill out a health declaration form due to the coronavirus outbreak. Wuhan has decided to ban ordinary motor vehicles from roads from Sunday as part of efforts to contain the coronavirus outbreak. Official vehicles and licensed cars to carry supplies and offer free transportation are exempt. The city has also recruited 6,000 taxis to provide free rides to local residents. They will offer services such as food and medicine delivery, as well as emergency medical treatment for non-febrile diseases. Authorities suggest that patients with fever be transported by professional vehicles from the Epidemic Prevention Department. Meantime, the China Tourism Association says the country will halt all outbound tourist groups starting from Monday. Here in Beijing, the municipal government has announced that it will suspend all inter-province shuttle buses from Sunday amid the coronavirus outbreak. U.S. aircraft manufacturer Boeing has completed the first test flight of its new version of 777X passenger jet. The aircraft took off from Everett in Washington state and flew almost 4 hours before it landed at Seattle's Boeing Field. The plane is the world's largest twin-engine commercial aircraft. Boeing delivered 380 commercial airplanes in 2019, its lowest number since 2008. President Donald Trump's legal team has laid out its defense in his trial in the U.S. Senate, where he stands accused of seeking foreign interference in U.S. elections. Trump's lawyers responded to 3 days of testimony by Democrats who presented evidence to support 2 articles of impeachment. The president's legal team says the Democrats pushed for impeachment for political ends. Over 1.2 billion viewers from China and overseas watched the 2020 Spring Festival Gala show staged and televised by the China Media Group Friday evening. The number was about 59 million more than that of last year. In addition to being broadcast live on TV on the eve of the Lunar New Year, the event was also screened live online via various platforms and mobile apps. Nearly 600 media outlets from over 170 countries and regions live-streamed the gala. That's the news. I'm Wen Jie.
capturing images of people across China, exploring its ever-changing lifestyles, and feeling the heartbeat of its villages, towns, and cities. This is Selfie. This is Selfie, giving you real-life stories in China.
In 2016, 3 Hong Kong youngsters, Fang Long, Victor Luo, and Manny Tan, chose to go to Jiangmen in South China's Guangdong province to develop an aquaponics system. To save money and make sure they got precise data to apply this organic circular agricultural mode, they built every tiny part of the greenhouse and planting system. From the vegetable rack to the water spray nozzle, they built them all by hand. Over the past 3 years, they have accumulated a large amount of first-hand experimental data, which provides strong theoretical support for growing hydroponic organic vegetables. They were completely absorbed in studying the agricultural base, which is far away from any town, and had very little time to go home to visit family and friends. And this caused problems. Absence fostered misunderstanding and suspicion among their family and friends. How could they reconcile with their loved ones and themselves, especially when their belief was shaken by endless failure? This is the love and life stories of these 3 Hong Kong entrepreneurs. This is a song remained on Victor's favorite playlist for years. He says the melody always reminds him the breakup with his girlfriend. He believes the best way to get over something is to face up to it. Victor's business partner Fang agreed with him. Fang says this song is also a true portrayal of his life. Before Fang went to Jiangmen, he met his girlfriend in university. She supported him starting a business in the mainland when he promised to return to Hong Kong within 6 months. Unfortunately, it took much longer than he expected.
I
found there were lots of things to study if you wanted to grow vegetables well. Planting is not a simple thing that can be done in a day or two. I felt I had given her hope at first, but ended up letting her down. This kind of feeling is a torture to me. When I said goodbye to her, she asked me when we could meet again. I couldn't give her an answer.
The agricultural base is in Changcheng, a rural town under the jurisdiction of Jiangmen City. To return to Hong Kong, they have to transfer in Jiangmen City by bus. It normally takes them 5 hours on the road. At the same time, they had to spend huge amounts of time just to get some basic agricultural data to make sure their vegetables could survive in their system and in the mild and hot temperatures of southern China. The couple met so rarely, seeing each other gradually became a luxury. Worse, the different pace of work gradually widened differences between the two.
Young people in Hong Kong are familiar with a lifestyle that means having a meal with friends or some fun after work. Life in a metropolis like Hong Kong is varied and elegant. She felt that I was boring because I worked every day. She could not imagine such intensity that our discussions could sometimes last for 12 hours. For example, she asked me when I could have a vacation. And I don't know what vacation is, especially when I hadn't made any achievements in the study. But I understand very well that no girl can stand this kind of boyfriend. Girls need a sense of security. So I tried to offer her everything I owned. I gave her all my time when I was in Hong Kong, but it was far from enough.
The responsibility and companionship needed to maintain any relationship was completely absent. The initial support and understanding from his girlfriend slowly disappeared over time, replaced by differences in ideas which eventually led to the breakup. While a man can choose his lover, he cannot choose his parents. In fact, most of the time the pressure to stop them came from their parents. In the eyes of the elder generation, having a university degree and getting a decent job is the right way to go for their sons and daughters. The persistence in organic agriculture of these youngsters was crazy in their mind.
At first, my parents didn't believe we were starting a business or were engaged in scientific research. At least you have a product you can start a business. We told them we were planting vegetables, but not a single leaf could we bring back to them. They started to doubt what we were really doing.